Good evening, everyone on the APAC server. Tonight is the second day of the Premier Skill Tournament number 4. This is a really exciting season, and with me in the commentator box is Tolien, the tournament manager of Wargaming, and she has been overlooking the proceedings and functionality of the tournaments for some time. So, welcome, Tolien.
Oh, hello. Thank you for invitation. I'm happy to see you and your viewers, and I want to say big thank you for all your streams and all your commentating. You're doing great job. I am a fan of your sheets and when you're calculating the chances, teams following the result. It's very cool. So my huge respect.
Thank you very much, Tolien. Yeah. Just asking you, the viewers, whether you can hear Tolien well. I might have to do some balancing for the sound if you think that the balance is not right. So I'm just going through slides. I'm just going to go past really quickly because we'll have some discussion about what's going on across all three servers, basically. So for those of you who don't know already, the Premier Skill Tournament format, this is the slide where you need all the information, but we are following stage 2, and it's the very last day of the Premier Skill Tournament. It's double elimination. The format is a best of 5. Except for the upper bracket first round, which will be the best of 3. This is only for the APAC and NA servers. It's a little bit different for the EU servers. There are 4 teams in each group, of course. Just going to breeze past these visualizations of the bracket, but the more important part will be the number of cups each team can earn. Tonight, a team can earn as many as 7,060 cups. And the gap is it's humongous, although not as humongous as yesterday, but there's a chance that teams can finish 2 positions lower, and that could drastically change things. And I can bring you to the gaps table here. So currently in the 6th, 7th, and the 8th place are E2s, EVG, and Nomad, and 9th place, 10th place, and 11th place belonging to DRX, German, and OD respectively. So what I said about yesterday is that for E2s and EVG to secure a top 8 place, they will have to qualify to the grand final, which will secure them off the 2nd place. And Nomads, they might have to win the group entirely, which is the group we are following tonight. And DRX, they will have to win against EVG potentially, or ARWV in the grand final, in order to possibly get into the top 8. And of course, German and OD have to work really hard. And then there are also teams in the top 5. As I'm aware, the top 4 teams of the APAC server are already through to the top 8, provided they play tonight. Because if you don't play any battle tonight, you will not gain any cups. This is how the system works. So they must do something, of course. So Tolien, what do you think about the top 8 fight on the APAC server?
Top 8 teams clan right now. I am happy to see a lot of names that it's cool to see new clans, of course, always, because it's like, oh, we have new blood and the people that like to play games. But at the same time, I'm happy to see old clans from season to season, because it means they're like interested in it, and they train, they play, they grow the experience. And I'm even starting to be a fan of all these clans that they're putting a lot of effort in playing tournaments. So I'm not sure that it's gonna be a direct answer, but like I appreciate the team.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting one. APAC server this season has been one of the most competitive seasons, if not the most competitive seasons in history. I really love to see a lot of old clans back, like RN. and then EVG, which previously were known as P1, and also and some of them were from E7 as well. So great to see them back. And there are lots of clans that have changed clan tags as well. I think E2s, they were previously SDIJ, and a lot of them were from last. So and then Jomon, a lot of them were from XPT in spring. Although there is an XPT this season, but they didn't qualify to the top 16. And then OD previously, and I'm just going to actually bring you to the power rating later. But this is a timeline, of course. Thank you very much for the graphics, for this, because it's lovely. It summarizes the timetable of the season. As you all may know, today is the last day of pre-skill tournaments, and we will know where the clans are placed on the leaderboard. So the top 8 will be playing the professionals tournament, middle echelon. The 9th to the 16th place will be playing the challengers, and the 17th to 32nd placing teams will be playing the low echelon championship, where the top 4 clans will get a prize pool of $50,000 shared. And the Blitz Summer Cup will be held from the 11th to the 20th, and you will know the calendar of that very soon, pending confirmation of stuff. But it should be fine. Thank you, Tolian, for this amazing schedule that is posted. That is posted on the official site. It has been really useful, and
actually, I'm trying. Of course, I'm not sure when it will be implemented or will be, but trying to add a calendar, like more comfortable calendar of the tournament at all.
Yeah,
Here, maybe on your page.
I think we do have one on the portal, but that is a little bit more linear, not as like two-dimensional as your calendar looks at the moment, but it's really useful. So basically, the purple blobs denote the dates where the competitive tournaments are held, and the yellow blobs are the casual ones where you can show out with your friends and have a fun time, because this is what the tournaments are. I mean, we're made for, is to really bond with your friends, your clanmates, your teammates. It's a really good social experience in the game, so I highly recommend it. And I think Tolly will recommend it as well, don't you?
Yeah. Actually, as for me, I will speak about another game, because before I started to play Blitz and to work for Blitz, I played some other games, and my additional experience successful of playing these games was a team that I played with. Of course, it was not a competitive team, but like a team, it's a group of friends. We had a calls in evenings and played this game and communicated, and it was, I think, the most warm and coolest part of my gaming life.
Yeah.
So yeah, I pretty sure these people with time they you're getting new friends, and they're like your family or close people that share your hobbies, and you can even have a friendship outside the game, not only in the game.
Yeah, I agree. I think it has been, an amazing experience for all the people playing this game. The tournaments are what brings a lot of people together, and what brings people, what keeps people from playing the game.
So. Yeah, I have some silly joke about still we have toxic but very small, close, lovely community that love each other, and know each other and appreciate each other.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so let's look at the bracket. We're following group 4, and we have GV, Alpha, Nomad, and DT in the same group. So this group is going to be hugely exciting, because Nomad, currently in the 8th place, are fighting to stay in the top 8, and they are put in a really tough group. GV, on the other hand, are already through to the top 8, if they play tonight, obviously. No, they're not through to the top 8. Sorry. They were not in the top 4. They are not in the top 4 in the moment. They still have to play well tonight, but they are probably safe. If they qualify to the grand finals, they should be they should be in the top 8 anyhow. But Alpha beat them yesterday 2-0 on the first day, so it's not an easy night for GB, but they still have to play well. But they should be through. But Nomad is the one that will have a lot of pressure tonight. And at the same time, we have DT, which are currently sitting at 17th place, and they're also fighting to qualify to the top 16. They were at one point in the top 16 yesterday, but Alpha that upset changed stuff, and DT will have to fight really hard because N0MAD have a bye. Not really have a bye because they are in a group of 3, so they will at least get the 3rd place. So DT will have to finish higher than 3rd in order to overcome the 16th placing team, which is N0MAD. So very exciting stuff happening tonight, and you will be witnessing top 16 fight and top 8 fight at the same time, and I cannot emphasize how exciting that will be, and I think Tolia will be very excited too. Aren't you? Alright. So kind of my supercomputer, the name is called Mapbox, has made the following predictions. I think now I've switched OD out, and now EVG are predicted to finish top 8 in the end, which I have to change the heading. It's after the 4th year skill day 1. So are we going to be seeing this and these 8 final clans? And these 8 clans are currently in the top 8, so my supercomputer is predicting no changes at all, but we will see. So
you never know. Sometimes even like in a bigger sports disciplines or sport, sometimes there's a situation when some UBs beating teams and everybody is shocked. Maybe it's a second situation.
I agree. So things could still be up in the air. I'm just going quickly the power rating, which is basically the my personally created Elo rating. I'm using that mostly the algorithm of Elo rating to rank the clans. DRX currently not in the top 8, are in the top 8 of power rating, but I'm not going to talk too much about the rating because maybe for some of you who are new to this stream who want to know the clans, just going to quickly go through I think the changes you might find. ICT, most of them were playing in EVG last season, and then DRX were previously SPZ last season, and OD I talked about being NQRY last season, E2s being SDIJ last season, and some of them were from last. Jobon having a lot of players from XVT, and that Laos are back after a 2-year break. Basically, they were playing in the 2021 autumn season, and they were back finally. However, they aren't playing tonight as they were knocked out by ICC in an upset. EVG are back, but they are not that low now. I think they will be much higher after tonight in the power rating. Ari, it's the academy clan of EVG, and I think that's all you might need to know about. Also, King are back after a couple of seasons break, and then Alpha, they have a lot of players from. They have some players from SPZ. I heard they were from the Chinese server too. So great to see a lot of the Chinese clans playing for this in this season. So let's get into the room now because we only have 1 minute left to go. So Nomad versus DT. Are you in the room? Yes, you're in the room.
And hopefully seven main players of both teams are in the room.
Yes. So, would you like to announce the lineups of both teams?
Oh, all of you, it's your perspective. I don't want to interface. You're so pro, and I'm just enjoying that I'm sitting here and speaking all the details.
Right. Yes. We'll begin on Rockfield, obviously, and I'm going to say hello to everyone in the chat so far. Polarianica, then there is Spectre, which is also in the chat. Kaiser, Bowell, Holian, Cougar, Patrick, and Henchman. Great to see more than 20 people watching already. Fantastic. Roughly Nomad versus DT. Looking at the lineup here, we have Nomad taking a 60 TP and MLE double object 777, double Strift Case and Super Conqueror over to the DT team. From the South Spawn, we have a 60 TP and MLE and IS4, IS7, Super Kong, a T100 LT, and a TVP. Very interesting lineup for DT, but Nomad, this lineup is more reminiscent of the current meta. The Object 777 has received quite some love for the APAC server, not that much on the EU server. It's kind of an interesting one, I must say. I think teams are using that tank for kind of the armor, I think. But also, the speed is also not that bad. So, looking at DT, Kanamu, I think that's how you pronounce that, is going to get C. It's going to get the cap lead for DT with Nomad not getting any cap at all. Are they going past A? They're going... No, not yet, not yet. They are trying to see if there is anyone near A, but they are finding no one, so that could be a signal. They find Heroi very far back, so that could also be a signal for them to get A. But that would not give Nomad the cap lead. That will stop the gap from widening. And that will also put them just one tank away from flipping the cap points. So Nomad can just kill a tank and sit back after that. But DT are defending really nicely. I followed Nomad in the third previous skills tournament day 2, and they played really aggressively and really good teamwork. But tonight is going to be a different story. There is a lot of pressure on for them. As for DT, also a lot of pressure because they really want that top 16. They are also a really good team. So we will see. X4 is spotted. And not much is happening. Again, as I always repeat, 5 cap points per 2 seconds of increase, which means doing the maths, we only have around 2 minutes to go before Nomad absolutely need to make a push. And oh, Optimus have taken a couple of hits while trying to go for B, and this is not a good start for Nomad because they really need the hit points later on to facilitate a push. Although they still have the hit point pool lead, but in terms of the trading game, DT are winning this. So they have now lost the hit point pool lead as DT have done a really good job in positioning themselves in positions to create crossfire. So DT are on a good start and Nomad are dropping more and more hit points, and they are going to find it really difficult to make a push. And DT are fortifying their C area to prevent Nomad from getting control over the C cap, although they only have 3 tanks. And Nomad also have 3 EOC at the moment. Apologies, I think my runny nose is not my nose is kind of not cooperating tonight. Hopefully it's better for the EU server, but I don't know if I might sneeze at any point. Oh my god! Ra has taken a lot of hits, and now DT might be looking for a push over to the double strip case, and the double strip case have to stay behind. Spectre might be calling for a push for Nomad on the other side, as Nomad are looking for Leon Coffee, but Cocoa has taken a lot of hits as well. It all depends on which team can kill the tanks first. And Coke is now very low. DT, can they hold on? Neon might be the first tank down, and the hit points are in huge favor of DT. Nomad, they've traded better before the onset of the push, and Ra is the first tank down, but Coke is also out of the fight. Neon is out, which brings the fight to a 5. It's a 6 versus 5 now. Cap points are in favor of Nomad as they have also captured B. DT are trying to get A back, and Manko is a one-shot. Biscuit is down. Optimus gets Manko out of the way. 4 versus 4 now. Advantage is with Nomad. Although DT have 865 cap points, anything could still happen. But N0MAD bounces onto TDR, bringing the numbers to 4 versus 3. And Sung will try to get A back, but it's going to be really tough. Hero does a lot of hit points, so we might want to shed some hit points away. Kanamu near C, try to get more spot in, but he might be pincered. And A. DT got A. DT got A. This could be the turning point. Nomad really needs to get those tanks out of the way, but Optimus have dropped into C. And looking at TDR, looking to get Kanamu out of the way. Nomad, they will get C, and I think that will be it. Nomad will win the first battle in a really tight affair. Well done to Nomad. They win by caps, 1,000 cap points, and it was close. I have to say, I thought Nomad were in trouble after they were losing a lot of hit points and DT were preserving hit points. What do you think, Italian?
Oh, it was really close game, and you know it's interesting to watch how they're careful. They were really careful in the beginning because I'm not sure what didn't want to risk, and it was close. And sometimes actually points can decide everything. And I can't say that Nomad was better or stronger. They were close here in this battle, in this map right now.
Yeah. I think DT might want, but if they can coordinate over to see a little bit better, maybe I think DT could have got it. But Nomad did really well to make a comeback despite taking a lot of hits at the start. So well done to Nomad for making this 4 times more on 2K DT, 3 times more on 2K. We're going back to the second battle on Rockfield. I might have to pop off to the toilet really quick to deal with the issue at hand, which is my nose. So I'll be back very soon.
Yeah, but while I want to admit that beginning is always hard thing, and sometimes the team should time to have a good start to catch an energy and a wave, and to after that to feel their power. That's why everything can be changed. And even if the first game wasn't really active or successful or too strong, in the end we can see. So well, not here. Yeah,
right.
here's
I'm back. I'm back
objects
now.
also.
Oh, great. Hopefully, we know what's gonna happen in the second battle. I need to update the scoreboard as well. Lots of objects 777s. Oh dear, this is.
This guy's like Casino, yes.
Yeah. Oh my god, I gave the wrong point. Now I should look right now. Nice. So it's Rockfield again, but we are seeing quadruple Object 777s in DT's team. Double I7 and the Badger. Really interesting. I really love Badger because it might be a TD, but for me, not really a TD. It's more heavy, hold down heavy. Really good DPM, really good frontal armor. Nomad.
Oh, yeah, that's why I hate this tank. Sometimes I'm trying to penetrate it in the game, and I'm like, no, how should I do it? God help me.
Yeah, it is. It can be a nuisance. But looking at both teams now, Nomad are looking to go for A, and DT are also looking to go for A as Sunk is dropping towards B. Are we going to be seeing a first shot being fired from DT? Oh, bounce from Spectre. And DT are getting quite aggressive over to way. But if they decide to push, it's going to be a really rough push. So I don't think they might want to do that at the start. But they're going to do that anyway. And Nomad, I think this is their time for them to focus fire. As Hero is now down to 816 hit points, but Optimus is also really low, and Nomad are trying to shield Optimus. Hero is not going to stay for long, it's the first tank down, and DT are struggling to get Optimus out of there. Kalamu will be there to get the tank back to the garage, and Neon Coffee will be airlifted back to the garage too, as we are seeing a 6 versus 5 situation. Nomad has a strong hit point lead And Nomad are focusing onto Ra with DT looking for TDR, bringing the numbers to 5 versus 5. But Nomad have taken out Ra, and the next time they want to go for Manko. And we are going to see a 1v1 for Spectre against Sunk. Manko is out of the match. And Anaru is going to be the focus for Nomad with Spectre. Can he do this 1 versus 1? Come on. Get the shot in. You cannot bounce against an IS-7. And, oh, he bounced. He bounced. And Sunk gets the kill on the Spectre. Oh my god. This 1v1 victory for Sunk is not going to give DT the win, however, as he's the last person standing. So it's only going to be a consolation prize for Sunk as Nomad are storming through to the upper bracket final, and DT will be going to the lower bracket first round, and we will find out which opponent we are going to be facing in the lower bracket first round.
Yeah, and the second game was really more energetic and more actions.
Very brawly. I think DT, that was a really risky push, and it also didn't pay off because all the N0MAD stands are near A. So I would not have called for that push if I were DT, because that would not work when you are doing v7. And Nomad is, of course, a top 8 team, if not a top 8 candidate, if not an actual top 8 team. But they should be a top 8 team anyway. And you know that Nomad's focus, fire, and teamwork are top level, top level. So you really need to be aware of that. So Alpha have lost to GV. So we are going to be seeing DT versus Alpha on My Ruins. Wow.
Yeah. Actually, you know what I want to discuss about previous map? Usually, it's interesting that usually I see the gameplay of on another part of the map hill, you know, that hill from which point to look at. But here, APAC teams, I'm not sure is it a regional thing or the team choice, but here they're choosing like another part of the map, and interesting to see this gameplay there.
Yeah, unusual. I think it is unusual. But most of the random battles, the random battles normally will go for C area. But tournaments A has received a lot of attention because B is also quite close to A, so automatically you want to go there. So I think it's more of a tournament thing rather than like a surfer regional thing for me.
Yeah, you know, for example, when sometimes I have tune with Uni from APA, and he's like, no, we don't go that side. Never, you can't go there. You should go on the C side.
Yeah, random battles you will get reprimanded if you go for the A side, especially in the heavy, because usually the other team goes to the C side, and you just can only snipe on the A side, and in the heavy you can't really snipe because the accuracy is quite low. So yeah, you will get all the insults if you play on the A side of Proffield in random battles. So I see what you mean there. We also have a couple of results here. GV has won Alpha 2-0. And this is why we are seeing DT versus Alpha. We're just waiting on the results of DRX versus ARWV, and we can announce so far. We're in the lounge. I'm not showing the waiting room because I have a 3-minute delay, and the waiting room, the countdown is 5 minutes. So, otherwise, I will be removed from the streamer lineup if I violate that. So this is why you're saying nothing in the stream on the stream right now about the lineups of both teams. Okay, so how many minutes do we have left? All right, so
actually, right now we can discuss do some who will win in winner bracket final. Great video to Team Nomad. How do you think? Prediction.
Alpha or Nomad? Sorry.
No, not our. Our battle we will see right now, but we have a parallel match of Nomad and Great Viet right now.
Yeah. I think. I don't know. I mean, GV does not have a lot of pressure, but Nomad looks pretty strong in the last battle too. So I think Nomad would try to go for an easier route, so they would not have to be under pressure. I would say Nomad will go to the grand final. What do you think?
Oh, okay. So you're predicting Nomad.
Yeah.
Nomad Grand Intro. Okay, I will support the GV. No, it's not because I really have some preferences. It's, you know, we need to be in different teams to create
Yeah.
competition.
I see what you mean. Yes. So now you're seeing in the lounge, E2s are already through to the upper bracket final. Risk and ICT are through to the upper bracket final, and both of them won 2-0. Group 3, we have ID and German winning 2-0, and they are going to the upper bracket final. Group 4, we know GV and also Nomad have won 2-0, and they're through to the upper bracket final. And finally, Group 5, we're waiting on DRX versus ARWV, but we have less than a minute to go. Let's go back to the waiting room, and we're going to be seeing DT and Alpha playing on Mayan Ruins, which is a completely different map than Rough Feud, with Mayan Ruins a lot more oriented to to armored tanks. So you're seeing a lot of VKs and yeah, Ayaguru. This is a really interesting call from DT, not to come into the tank, but will it work? Alpha, on the other hand, triple 60 TPs, double T125s, a Super Kong, and a Striff. Oh, what do you think about this lineup, Tolian?
I think the game will be interesting.
It will be. It will surely be. I want to see how the Yagaru works, because it does not have a lot of HP, as you can see right now, only 2,150 hit points, so this is going to be an issue later on, but it has some really high alpha, so I think DT are going to play quite defensively here. As for alpha, the triple 60 TPs aren't helping them either, so it could get really campy in this battle. This is my prediction, so let's see if it's going to be the case. So let's find out now. DT, sorry.
No, continue. I just wanted to admit that I like to see every time E5 in the battles.
Oh yes,
My
E5. Yeah, Greyhound down tank, and there is the reactive armor, which can be part of a lot of different strategies. So let's look at DT. They're going to send Kanamu and the Dire 7 to B, and Alpha, the double T110E5s are going middle, and DT will try to get the count lead on B. Let's look at Great Sage and the T110E5. Great HE splash onto Kanamu. That will reset B, and DT are then looking for A as well. Slime just going past B, and Kanamu trying his best to stay behind me. Oh, great shot onto Great Sage. Double tap, triple tap onto Great Shot. At the same time, Kanamu gets C, and Rara takes a big hit too. But oh my god, Great Sage gets deleted at the start of the battle. Oh my god, that was quick. I was not expecting that, to be fair. Rara, however, is quite low, so he has to stay behind. He doesn't want to drop any more hit points to undo what DT has done at the beginning. At the same time, they do not have the hit point pool lead, and DT are going past A. They have the count lead, so they don't want to telegraph any more information to Alpha. So they're going to play this one really carefully. And the Yagaru, have repositioned. YZ in Striff K could become very important later on. But they will be captured by DT, and that will send something to Alpha, and see what will they respond to that. DT, they will extend their cap lead with 2 caps, as Afterworld has dropped a little bit of hit points. And Alpha, they do not have a lot of time left before they absolutely need to push. Again, 10 cap points for 2 seconds of increase. We are talking less than a minute to go for Alpha. This is going to be a hard one, but they are toe-to-toe in hit points, but the gun disadvantage is going to be an issue. However, I think Kasugano is going for A, and Neon is an isolated target. He might be in deep trouble. He is spotted. Receives the shot from Asia Leopard, but Kasugano has bounced the shot. That was a big waste of a shot, because dropped the tungsten shell as well. Oh, Loka has received a huge one and was momentarily on fire, down to 602 hit points. I think DT are trying to gain control of the middle area. Loka is not going to last for long. GDLA has dropped the reactive armor as Leon Coffey has moved backwards. And to save himself, of course. Hit points are in favor of DT and also have the cap advantage too. GDLA is down to 481. It's out of the fight. 7 versus 4. This is looking really good for DT. Alpha has 2 caps, but it might be too late now. Manko is trying to get his Yagaru to aim at the backside of... Oh, oh my god. 1.2k. Oh my god, that was painful. You saw that, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well done, DC. Absolutely wonderful. Wonderful game.
Yeah, and this early kill, he gave like a lot of space for the T team, and after that they were able to support their push-in line and to kill the tanks. You know, sometimes it's really important for the teams to concentrate on one target, and sometimes there are sometimes chaotic situations where the team starting to shoot different enemies, couldn't penetrate him. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah, really good. I mean, really good stuff from DT. I love the focus fire, but more on that will be how they control the map and make a good push over to the middle. And Leon also retreated just in time. I was very worried about Alpha being able to take out that tank very quickly, but managed to pull back at a really backwards position, which really helped DT to win this one. So well done to DT and Alpha. We haven't seen the best of them yet. They've won against GV yesterday 2-0. Tonight I don't think this is why they won against GV, so I want to see more. I see better of them. So let's hope they could show us what they're capable of. DT, that Yaguru actually worked. I was not expecting this, so props to DT for making it work.
I would like to see some competition here, because we can't have really quick battles. We need to see all both 3.
Yeah, and I realized I got the wrong scoreboard as it was showing GV versus Nomad on the stream, but it is DT versus Alpha instead. But DT are currently leading 1-0, and the tab should now be changed. I'm going to double check. Yes, it should be changed now, so no complaints. Yes, so DT this time from the south spawn and Alpha Blue Team from the north spawn. And great to see more than 40 people watching, so this is proving to be an exciting night on the APAC server. Hope to see most of you back in the professionals tournament. It will be great. Yeah. Let's go. And going back to the top of the map. DT red team from the south spawn going mostly to A and B, and Alpha Blue Team from the north spawn. Where are they going? Mostly to B, I think. So DT with a lot of tanks over to A, and there's a mouse. And this is going to be important if Alpha decides to make a push. So Kanamu in the IS-7 might be able to shoot someone crossing. Oh, GDLA receives a hit, and GDLA bounces. But at the same time, DT, they are not lining up for a push for now. But they are trying to get A with Slime Monster in the WZ113. That will again give DT the cap lead, just like last battle. You mean 548? You mean the 4th largest team? Because it doesn't make sense. Alpha is not a server. C is going to be captured by YZ, and Kanamu takes one, and Banco takes another hit. Oh, Fosh! I completely missed it. I thought he was playing in the FE405. Oh, but I think we might see a push coming from DT. But this is going to be a 5 versus 4. It could work. It could work. But there is double E5s that are going to be dealing with this push. DT, is this a good move? We can only know later as Light Monster is coming from this side. But he will be the probably the focus now. But maybe not. Alpha is ignoring him at the moment. He misses the shots. Oh, DT are dropping a lot of hit points with this push, and they are not returning a lot of shots back. Now, YZ is trying to deal with Kanabu. Kanabu, great shot onto YZ. And then Naru is going quite aggressive in the mass because he needs to shed away some hits, but need to buy time. The points are still in favor of Alpha at the moment. But there is a lot of misses and bounces. Afterwards, misses on slime. But now Kanamu has arrived. Trying to take Great Sage out first. And DT are showing hit points really nicely. And I think this could be important in the mid to late game phases. But they really need the hit point pool, hit points back. And DT are now focusing onto GDLA. Receives a bait one. And YZ and GDLA are both dead. It's a 7 versus 4. Hit points are going to go back to DT. Now for really to start killing off tanks. Loka is dead. Hanabu is out. It's a 6 versus 3 Manko in the force. Speeding and is going to put a bait one onto Afterworld. But Asia bounces the shot. And Afterworld is going to be the next tank down. And Manko bounces the shot onto Asia Leopard. And is now on a really long reload. And Naru is still really healthy in the mouse. And Manko's trying to use Naru as a shield. Asia Leopard is out. And Slime Monster is still alive in the WZ113. And Kasugano is the last person remaining. And that means DT is going to win 2-0. And they are on a match point despite the Amarak on Kasugano. It's not going to matter a lot in the end. DT 2-0. Well done to DT. Great hip-hop push sharing. Alpha didn't seem to be able to get the tanks out. And DT with the hip-hop push sharing, they were able to focus fire better and get the isolated tanks of Alpha, meaning they have the numerical advantage even if they don't have the hit points. And I have to emphasize again, it's so important to share your hit points and also focus fire. And if you can do both, and the other team can't do that, then you can actually reduce the hit point pool deficit. And DT really came out of the block with this battle. And what do you think, Tolian?
Yeah, it was a good note about focus fire. DT just showed for all of us and for the viewers that I followed some tanks of A1 Alpha, I would name it, and they couldn't focus 110. They made the damage, they shot, but they couldn't kill at least one tank, and they couldn't use the opportunity to kill somebody. They could react to this push. They could answer, but they didn't use the opportunity. And DT shot it in a good way.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, Alpha were in the right positions to deal with that sort of push. Like the E5s are aiming at that window where DT are setting everyone to push. But I don't know. Alpha seems to have lost a little bit of focus when it comes to the focus fire. It really hurt them. Otherwise, if they could get the focus fire right, they should be able to capitalize on their hit point pool lead and win this outright. Alpha only has 6.
In this situation, it's very interesting for me. How is it in the voice? What they like are communicating? What they telling each other? Short like E7, E7.
Yeah, I could imagine the voice chat being like really adrenaline ridden. But Alpha, are they going to rage quit at this point because they only have 6 this time?
Oh no.
Oh no. Well, I mean, DT are leading 2-0, but Alpha, this is not the way you deal with a disadvantage. Because I know Alpha are in the top 16 anyway, and probably the results tonight aren't going to put them out of top 16, but it's still not the best reaction to a disadvantage they're currently in. But DT, let's look at them. Let's focus on this one for now. DT, red tape, they're going mostly to A, and Alpha, will be forced to defend as they only have 6, so they don't have the hit point pulley. But Alpha has done a really good job in chipping away hit points of Alpha at the beginning. Afterwards, going to run away as he's been spotted, and it's taken 2 shots from the FE405. And A will be captured by DT. Alpha had an okay start, and they are actually chipping away hit points of DT really well. A will be captured by DT, and that will give them the hit point the cap lead. But Grey Sage is absolutely isolated, so DT want that tank out of the way as soon as possible. And it will be the case. Manko is really low. FE405. He has fully reloaded, but can he unleash the entire clip? He cannot. He is out the fight. It's now a 6 versus 5, and DT are finding another target of Alpha to focus on. But Sunk is going to be the focus of Alpha afterwards, down to 1 shot, so Sunk is not going to last for long, obviously. But DT would need to come in to save Sunk. Sunk wants to put another shot in before he goes down. YZ is now being absolutely pushed by DT. Sunk is out, meaning it's a 5 versus 5. YZ out, 5 versus 4. Afterward, 1 shot should be out of the game very soon, and that will make the put the numbers to 5 versus 3. Double tap onto Loka, and Aru takes 1, and Asia Leopard bounces the shot. Slime Monster also receives another bounce. Afterward out, 5 versus 3. Loka is going to be the focus for DT, and that means it's a 5 versus 3. Kadamu wants to get Loka out of the way. No, it's going to be Slime that gets Loka out of the way. Rara, the focus for Alpha, but it's not going to be the most important thing to happen, because Alpha will struggle against 4 tanks of DT as Asia Leopard is out, and that leaves GDLA the last person standing. DT are through to the lower bracket final. Congratulations to DT. What do you think, Talia?
Oh, 1 second. 1 second.
All right. No worries. All right.
This one. Same. Thank you.
Sorry.
All right.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good.
Sorry. Yeah. Had some lags, but actually, I like this match. I don't know why is it Alpha came 6 this game. Maybe some tech problems. I don't know. I'm not sure. But actually, I think that they had chances, and they showed really good gameplay right now. And it's really sad.
It's really sad. They only have 6. I mean, yeah, it's probably one of the best one we have seen so far, but they really lack a player, and it really shows. DT is on fire, always really great focus fire. I think this is going to be something that DT wants to work on, wants to continue in the next one. Lower bracket final, but they will find out which clan they're going to face. But whoever is going to face DT next, they will have a difficult game, because DT showed us they can definitely focus fire well, and I will be sad to see them not play the top 16 if it's going to be that in the end. We shall see.
Actually,
sorry.
Sorry for interruption. Sorry for interruption again, but I wanted to tell for all the players and for the tournament players that you never should give up. And you need to always end your games. And I've seen a lot of games when teams with a huge advantage lost the battles. And when you have energy and when you believe in yourself, it can help a lot.
Yeah. We have seen countless of times whereby teams are on the match point, leading by a good margin, only to be reverse swept. So it's not a rare occurrence that teams are leading 2-0 only to lose 2-3 in the end. So never give up. Never give up. Never ever give up. Especially
it's very, very wise and motivating. You need to be a motivating coach.
Well, no, that should go to Berlin, because he has done countless of comebacks for GB. So if you want to, if you want some advice on how to make a motivational speech, then ask Berlin. Of course, this is a myth because as I heard, he doesn't do those. But GB has done countless of these kind of these comebacks, so GB would know the best how you could come back from a big disadvantage. But I digress. So great job to DT. We want to say hello to a couple of people as well: Adrian, Nito, Talk, Grim, and Royal. Oh, I see why, Talk. Oh, so one of the Alpha 60 TP were AFK in the last battle, so they were fighting a 6 versus 7. Okay, now I see. Now we see why Alpha only had 6 last battles, because one of them had technical issues. I thought they rage quitted, but it wasn't the case. So yeah, really sad to see Alpha receiving a technical issue. But they should be safe in the top 16 either way, because they beat GB yesterday.
Yeah, actually, there is a case. I feel sorry for this guy that the 7th guy turns after Caligo when maybe something went wrong, but that's why we have additional places in the team. Some people use them, I don't know, for some unreasonable things, but actually if you have at least one additional player, it can save you in very important battle.
Yes, I agree. I totally agree with you. I've seen teams which have to switch out the player that is offline receiving technical issues to a player that is on the substitute bench, and those extra players can be really useful in cases like these. So really make use of the extra slots in tournaments, because you never know when you need them. Alright, so we have more results coming through. OD's 3-0 against Vortex, and Dynamics 3-0 against ICC. So all the lower bracket first rounds have ended in a 3-0 victory. And we also have RWV winning 2-1 against DRX, so pressure is now onto DRX. They really need to win in the lower bracket final in order to have a stand a chance in the top 8. Alright, so now we should have a bit of a break time. So if you have any questions for Tolian, do feel free to ask them in the chat here. And hopefully, if you can ask questions related to tournaments, that will be even better, because Tolian is the tournament manager for Wargaming. Although I think you might be also involved in other aspects of the game too. But mainly your job is to focus on tournaments, right?
Yeah, I will try to answer if anybody come with the question.
Yeah. hopefully not too sensitive ones too. But for me, we're going to start off a little bit with behind the scenes stuff, because I know Tolian, you've been working incessantly hard with other people in preparing for each season. So it's really good to know how much of the preparation is behind each season. So for each season, what have you guys been doing to prepare? To prepare for each season.
Okay, I will try to not to say a lot of words we have, for example, we have some budgets, we have some idea, and we know that we want to give a one major tournament per season at least, or something like that, because actually tournament system is very complicated thing, because first you need to have regular tournaments because we have players that playing from PC, for example, or other devices, and they want to participate in some competitions also, and they don't want to invest a lot of time in the tournament. That's why they need some weekly tournaments or like some quick regular tournaments, and that's why we're trying to develop this part very much. But of course, we know that we have the really involved audience that like to compete on another level. Like they like rewards, the money rewards. They can show high level of competition and battles, and we appreciate them much. And why we, you need to understand the tournament audience is rare and special people, and in every game, it's not like a huge amount of people that participate in competitions. It's a small amount because it's the like really huge enjoyers of the game, and they invest a lot of time in it. And of course, we want to answer the same. Like you're investing in the game your time, you're giving out your time. We want to give you our attention to support you, and that's why, of course, we're trying to develop these major tournaments. And for example, if we're speaking about these major tournaments, we're trying to do it systematically, like every season. Now we will try to hold it according to our season style. We are adding the season 1, for example, Retrotropia thing, and of course we will try to add to every season a tournament. We have an idea. We are finding data for this tournament. What should be included when you're searching dates? It should be like some patches, some fixing some tech problems, and maybe some other huge activities. It's very important not to have cross activities at the same time, huge activities, because people need to need to be involved. Don't need to be involved in a lot of things at the same time. It's very hard. So after that, we're finding time. We're creating data, some schemas of the tournament, and what other like I'm working in a department that calls community engagement, but I'm the main person who is involved in managing, and in creation of these tournaments. And I asking for another department to help us. It assets, articles, videos, announcements, social media posts. So they're like it's like a project management, and they're helping with these materials. And of course, we're getting support of the support center because they're highly involved in checking some tickets. So guys, if you have some problems, first of all, you need to go to the support center. They always will help you, and they will send me the tickets or questions or to our employees, and we will figure out everything and help you, of course. And all the tournament is created in automatic system. Like we're managed, we can't handle it when there are a lot of players and teams. It's impossible to handle it manually. So of course we have an automatic system that managing tournaments. There are sometimes, of course, can be some tech problems, but we're trying to fix it as up. Of course, I know. You guys don't think that we are like leaving you somewhere. We always try to fix it as up. And in the end, we have support of the financial and monetization people from monetization team. Help us to find rewards, help find some vehicles that will be in the rewards, and financial department in the end, they helping us to send money to the team that win money.
So
actually, a lot of people there are a lot of people that involved in this project, and we're like I'm and my department helping to coordinate it and to like a real project management. If you guys know who's the project manager, what's going on there, like we're helping to coordinate it and do some things, because sometimes, for example, tournaments have some quests. Maybe you did it. We had some tournament quests in July, or some garage assets and designs, and or some like locked boxes. And for example, we have also the tech team, that helps us with the portal rewards. We involve from time to time. We'll involve different tech and publishing departments, and they're helping us with different aspects. And actually, it's not so visible from the outside, but from the inside, a lot of people involved, and we're really trying our best to do as much as we can. Of course, there are sometimes it can be sometimes some weak places in organization part, but you're coming to us, we're here to you, we're trying to fix it or to implement something new or experiment. So we are always open and take care of our audience. I can tell you for 100%.
Yeah, I know. Let me just pop over to the toilet real quick to deal again. My nose is just not. It's just oh my god, it's getting really runny now. Okay, so I'll be back very soon. I will continue to direct you the questions. So be back very soon.
Now I see in the chat question, when is the 777 entering store? Actually, I'm not sure. It's the translation team doing these activities. So like I'm not connecting with this question. Can't answer you actually. Sorry.
Ready? Do we not have a ring yet? No, not yet. Good. All right. So I mean, Tolian has said like there's a lot of cooperation between different departments. For the preparation of the tournaments and also during the tournaments. And obviously one of the main aspects is the promotional stuff. And I mean, the publicity for tournaments have been amazing this season, and I think this is also a factor why we're seeing increases in viewers. So really great job on your end. And I mean, we've seen a notable increase with number of participants on the APAC server and also the NA servers. And previously APAC we only have less than 30 teams. So for us to consistently reach higher than 40 teams, that is a really huge achievement, of course. And so well done to Tolian for getting everything together.
Actually, I wanted to say also about the low number of teams. Like, it's not low number of teams. It's a good number for every server. And as I told the tournament audience, it's quite closed, and it's hard to play tournaments because you need 7 people and have a team and set trainings. So that's why, of course, it's hard. And every server has its own number of players. And of course, for example, Europe has more tournament teams because according to the whole number of players on the server, they have more teams and players. And for APAC or for North America servers, they have less players and of course less teams. But it's still important to involve and to be happy to see improvement, even if it's not so high. Like in numbers, it can be seen like something not a lot of people can. But in a percentage, it's really huge, it's cool, and it's like giving a hope that we're helping, supporting people, and more people can come later. So we're paying the same attention for all the servers. So I'm glad to see the number of the teams increase. Really, yes.
It's really great to see a lot of people. I mean, seeing more teams coming through. And we already have some questions from the chat. So High Alpha asked whether when is the 777 entering store? I remember Object 777 was released not long ago. I think containers. I'm not sure. I don't quite remember. So I don't think it will be released in a while. Is it?
When you were out of the stream, I answered this guy. I told that I'm not sure when it will be in the store, but as you said, actually, yes, it was released not so long ago. And usually, as you've seen the tendency, we started to sell it later. So I'm not sure that we need to wait it in a near future. I mean, but I still don't know. I'm like my prediction.
Okay, so you still don't know. Yeah, it's fair enough because still like it was released not so long ago. I remember a couple of times they were only released back in store after months. So So yeah, so it's understandable to have no answer to that. I think Kuga asked when will the asked when will the autumn season approximately be, and will the format be the same as summer?
Okay, I have an answer for you, Koga. Thank you for the question. I can't. We have in plans autumn tournament. I have no details to share. Like, if it will be, it will be in October, November.
Okay.
And it's all the details I can share right now, because I don't want you guys to mislead later. If I will answer something and something will be changed later, I will be a liar. I don't want to be a liar. I hope we will share the details in the middle of August on our broadcast with rewards.
Right. Yes. So fair enough. I think you're still. I mean, probably it's still early days, and we're still in July. Like it's like a couple of months away. So,
guys are ready to train for autumn and
yeah,
show their best.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
there should be music from Rambo or from the fighting club here. Background music.
Probably, yeah. And then there is one question about whether consideration will be taken into effect about the tier 10 collectors, or maybe even premiums we'll have on the comp scene before they are released. But I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say about these stuff. But I think it might be better for you to answer this question.
I understand why you're asking this question. But you know, all the tanks is a part of the game, and the nuance that we can't just cut something and delete it and not to agree to enter it in tournament. Like, it's working like this not because tournaments like this, it's because the game is the style of the game, is the part of the game. And we can't influence like directly what could be in meta or not. But our game, I can tell for sure that game balancer team, the game is a department. It's called game design, and they're working on tank balance. And they're trying always. They're not doing their job like, oh, it will be random stats for all the tanks, blah 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 blah. No, they're always following. They're following community feedback. They're following numbers, stats, analytics, and they're always trying to fix or rebalance. We're also always rebalancing tanks. That's why we're trying to control it, and it's not only for tournaments or something like that. It's for the common gameplay, because you need to be comfortable in random battles also, or for example in racing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is thanks for the answer. I mean, also, well, we also have some results in other groups. Group 3, we have Joe Bond, important result, 3-0 against Team ID. They are through to the grand final with EVG beating ARWV 3-0, also through to the grand final, and EVG are officially through to the top 8. So well done to EVG here. They are now in the 5th place with 27,438 cups, and of course I said the top 4 are safe, and they've all played their matches, of course, because Riz have won. Obviously they have played something. ID have played something, of course, to qualify to the upper bracket final. ICT also won in the lower bracket, in the upper bracket first round, and RN. We'll see about the results against E2s, but certainly RN are playing. Otherwise, E2s will just go through to the grand final immediately. So we now have 5 teams, and we will see whether GB, E2s, and Nomad will be our final 3 teams in the top 8. All right.
So I feel like there are some very close competitive situation right now in our match. ARWV with Nomad.
Yeah, I think so. I think it will be really close. Yeah, but DT, I was not expecting DT to win with that big of scoreline. I thought it would be a lot closer, but the props to DT. But we'll see if they can win against whoever drops down to lower bracket final. Don't know who that will be. Yeah, maybe I think let me think of another question. Well, I mean, we can talk a little bit about the EU server, right? Have you been actually following for the EU server, and who do you think will be the top 8? Do you think we will see the same top 8 as we have right now?
Oh, actually, I'm not sure because the top 6, 7, and top 9, 10 they close, and
Yeah.
I think maybe in this area will be some changes, maybe or maybe not. Can't predict.
We can't predict, but I put myself to follow Quake tonight, which they have a really important game in the semi-final. That will probably decide the fate of Quake. But RBMK and Bluff, these two clans are also important because they need to perform well to get into top 8. So yes, lots of exciting stuff happening. I think Bluff are streamed. Not sure about RBMK tonight, but they technically should not have a difficult route, but we will see.
Yeah, and for me, the last day is always the most stressful day because everything is deciding today. No, not like everything, of course, but for example, on average, top 4 are like in the safety position, and after top 4, top 5, there can be some changes, and of course, some teams can lose because they can't handle stress, or some teams can, I don't know, have some problems and don't go through the bracket. And I'm sad. I'm empathic person, and I'm sad when it's impossible for all be successful because it's top 8, of course, only 8 places, and only 8 teams can be in the top 8. And of course, I always sad when I see other people that they are sad that they didn't qualify for example top 8. I appreciate their hard work, but unfortunately it is what it is. And my colleagues sometimes I'm worrying, I'm like sad, upset, and my colleagues telling me things like, to be stable in the top 8 you need to perform stable for all 4 qualifiers. That's why if you couldn't be stable for 4 qualifiers and the last day of the qualifiers is decided for you, it's the result of their playing, the result. And you need just to accept it and follow and to root for them, but still not to be so sad about it.
Yeah, the truth can be very brutal, and especially when you've put lots of effort into the season only for the result not to be turning to what you expect. So it's it can be quite a brutal thing, but it's great to see teams rewarded for their hard work. We also have another result in Group 1, RN winning E2's 3-1, meaning RN are now in the grand final. They of course are in the top 8, but E2's now, they need to win against N0MAD again, which they did in the upper bracket first round, but same cannot be said this time, because we do see teams making a comeback. So let's see. And E2's they have to win, because if they lose to Nomad, they are in jeopardy of dropping out of top 8. So it all matters here.
Oh, it seems that our winner bracket. No, the second group also there is no result yet.
No, our group is still going on, so it must have been a really close one. It might have gone to a tiebreaker now.
Viewers, don't worry, we'll meet all these battles together. You and I.
Yeah. We will. If you have any more questions, do feel free to drop them in the chat, and Tolian hopefully will be able to answer them in the end. Yes. And we also look at the leaderboard. The current leaderboard right now. I think I have put all the cups in. Just double checking whether I have the right score, right leaderboard. well, right leaderboard. Wish I should. Yeah, wish I should. So currently now we have RN in the first place as they have qualified. Jomon now jumps to the 9th place with the win on ID, and they have to win the grand final in order to stand a chance. And we might and GV, if they can win against DT, I think they will be safe in the top 8, and we will see, because it's definitely going to be extremely close, no matter what.
Do you have your own preferences? Actually, when you're, for example, following scene and you're following some teams, do you have some favorite teams that you're rooting for? I know that you are not telling a lot on your streams maybe about it, but maybe you have your own.
Yeah, I mean, I can sometimes be a bit biased when teams play really well. I think I got a little bit too biased for rejects in the EU stream. Maybe this is why I got some dislikes because I was a bit too biased against rejects. But they play really well on that night. So they really, I mean, they performed amazingly well. I think it was the second previous skill tournaments where they had a really shaky first previous skill tournament, but the second previous skill tournament they completely blew my mind. So yeah, I do sometimes have some favorites. Especially, I do root for the underdogs because underdogs, they suffer from the seeding, from seeding, and sometimes they might not have the best experience, but the underdogs can sometimes surprise us out of the blue, and it's great to have some unpredictability in the season, because if things get too predictable, then the season would not be exciting. So sometimes I do support underdogs too.
Yeah, but it's nothing bad to support somebody. It's okay, and we all people. Well, I'm only human after all. Don't put your blame on me. Until it's not like affecting other teams, you can like whatever you want. And I'm telling it not more like for you, but for viewers. Don't be sad if you hear that somebody not supporting your team, but your enemies, or your team not enemies, and so on. Always remember that somebody rooting for you.
Yeah. So it turns out our group is the last one to have a result of a bracket final. Oh, do we have a room there? No.
Oh, but look at the second group.
Yeah, it was so close. ICT won 3-2.
So actually, Rick was for a long time champion, not for 3 tournaments at least. So maybe the tournament for the season will be changed.
Maybe, yeah, I could see that. ICT actually also beat Risk 4-3 on the very last day of the professional tournament last season, but they were unable to advance. Yeah, they have. Oh, we have a result. Oh, okay, let me see now. Oh my god, this is going to be close. I'm not going to go to the room for now, but oh my god. Nomad 3-2, well done. Well done to Nomad. Oh my god, well done.
So it means that you predicted their win and you won this hour betting part.
Yes. Do we do this again for the lower bracket final?
Okay, I think that Great Beard will win here. I think they're like
Great Beard. Okay, I would choose DT then because you chose Great Beard, I chose DT, but also that DT have been really impressive against Alpha, and GBS has, well, I'm not sure. Well, they might have something to lose. To be fair, they need to win the lower bracket final in order to secure a spot in the top 8. But even if they don't, they still have a healthy lead by more than 3k, by almost 3,000. Well, of course, if Jomo wins the group in the end, then maybe GB are out of the top 8. So I don't know. I want to see DT in the Challengers tournament, but at the same time, GB needs to win to secure a spot in the top 8. So it's gonna be a hard one. It's gonna be a hard result to digest for either team. So I could only wish both teams good luck, and Yeah, that's what I'm going to say here. So well done to Nomad for beating GB 3-2. I'm going to update the leaderboard as well. You can see now. Oh, I've actually updated the leaderboard.
Actually, about Nomad, they previously, as I remember, they didn't show like a huge result. But last season they came to top 4.
Yeah, they came fourth.
And it's cool, and seems that they continue to improve in their skill and gameplay. Nice, nice to see. Guys, great job.
How many fake teams do we have in APAC tournament? I think only, I don't know. I know CXNZ didn't show up in all the tournaments, likely because they didn't get any cups at all, I believe. But most of them are genuine teams. Most of them are real, authentic, real teams. Like the number of participants we have is not a fluke. It's really, it is really a real stat to show how competitive this season has been for the APAC server. So yeah, so really good. But then at the same time, now Nomad are in the second, are going to secure at least the second place. They have now risen to the 6th place. GB in 7th and E2's in 8th. All right, let me get into the room now. We are on to Alpenstadt. GB are ready, and DT are also ready. It's going to be an interesting fight. DT going for a little bit of an unorthodox lineup. They have a mouse, double MOEs, double 50Bs, and IS7, and VK no strip case on their side. But GB will take triple strip case and IS4, double 6TP, and a Sheridan. So GB is going for a mixture of strategies because the strip case have a lot of DPM. 6TP is not a lot of DPM, high alpha. So it's kind of a contrast in the gameplay style. So I want to see the amalgamation of the two sides of the coin for GB and DT. Don't know what they're going to do with this lineup. It's very interesting. But they do love their French tanks, of course. What do you think, Tullian?
I've seen right now these lineups. It's nothing surprising. Actually, it's quite popular. But I think that after 10.3, after the future rebalance, we will have almost different lineup.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if you have announced all the changes yet, but I personally don't know. So it's totally...
it will be every tier 10 tank will have some rebalance features, except Sheridan's lethal.
Right.
So
okay.
guys, I think next season we will see some other tanks in the meta.
Probably. I have my eyes on VZ. I don't know. I quite like this tank. I don't know if it's going to have a rework, but I don't know. I want to see this tank. We will see. GB blue team from the south spawn, DT red team from north spawn. I have a glitch on my screen because the blue spawn is on the wrong side. But anyway, hopefully I don't mix that up during this battle. But looking at GB, they're trying to go for A, and DT are going for C. But it is actually GB getting a cap on A first. It's a bit unusual because usually the north spawn is closer to both A and C. But the reason why is that GB has a Sheridan, DT has no light or medium, so this is why GB has the cap lead here. And A has been captured. And DT will get C soon after. That will put them just one tank off the thing. But then Naru has taken a hit. Berlin, great shot there. And we will see GB spotting E cannon. Rara has been spotted as well. 7 hit points are in favor of DT as they have no mediums or lights. So they just have to trade better. They just have to trade enough, and GB has to trade better. But that's what I was going to say. But that Sheridan is going to become really important because this time will give a lot of information for GB, and that will hopefully give a hint as to what GB needs to do in a push, but they don't really need to do that because they have the cap lead. But what they have done really well at this moment is they have chipped away the hit points of Anaru, making the mouse a bit more ineffective in the mid to late game stages. So DT, that mouse would not be able to waste a lot of time when GB pushes, and that could be an issue for DT strat. But we will see. Victory receives a hit, and GB has penetrated none. Hit points still in favor of DT, although they have lost a lot of hit points with the mouse. Hero takes 1 from the Sheridan, and now GB has the hit point pool lead. Again, 5 cap points per 2 seconds increase. We're talking about a minute ago now for DT to find out the weakness of GB's lineup, and so far it seems GB are defending quite nicely. Victory only takes a hit. Well, actually, I thought Rome takes a hit, but he didn't. I was wrong. So GB just have to hope that DT will be unable to find a way. B will be heavily defended, and A will also be heavily defended. But that also means GB's lineup might be a bit spread out. So this could be the direction that DT is going for when it comes to a push. E cannon is spotted. Not a lot still going on, but things could change rapidly within a minute or two. Rome still spotted. E cannon still spotted. I think Rome wants to see if DT is going to push over to Wei. E cannon is leading the charge. He's the only tank spotted. I think GB is preparing for a push over to Wei, or maybe trying to make a counter push on B. But DT only sent 1 tank to try and capture A. So this could be false information sent to GB. And I don't know what DT is going to go for now. And I think GB now knows that DT aren't going for A because A hasn't been captured. And D cannon stopped. So we are approaching 800 cap points, and DT will need to do something now. They are now going for A. Kanamu is leading the pack. Tokyo is spotted. GB knows there is something happening over to A. I think we might see a counter push over to GB side. Rome will go for C, and Naru is spotted. Oh, let's look at Rome here. He's going straight into C, and A will be captured by DT, and GB are retreating, and GB are trying to get C back, and they are also going for B. And Anaru is going to go down to 442 hit points. He's not going to last for long, and can Cologne get B. A is being reset here. Tokyo Victory doing a good job. Mr. Hu takes a big one. And now is the first thing down, and GB are marching towards Rara, as he's going to receive a lot of shots from GB. Berlin bounces onto Rara. Cap points are still with GB, but DT can still steal this if they can get B. Rara is down to 1 shot. GB cannot throw this one away. Oh, Rara is out. Victory is also out. DT has made a call to push onto A, and Tokyo is going to go forward to link up with the rest of the team, but Manko is also isolated. But GB, 960 cap points. They just need to kill 1 more and not lose another tank. Can they do this? GB, 980 cap points. They just need to survive, and they will have the first battle win, and they do. 1-0 to GB. Well done to GB. Playing the caps really well, and DT unable to find a breakthrough, although they push onto A side. But I really love what that Strift K did. Still has full hit points. Ran away by moving forwards to link up with the rest of the team. And GB showed us how to deal with this situation. And DT is unable to find anyone to kill, although they lost 2 tanks. So well done to GB. What do you think, Tolian?
You know what? I just understood that in random battles, it's always I'm just a random, usual random player. I always like to push or be active or die in the first minute. But I like about tournament games that they're always about to be careful and to, sometimes it's like a passive game, and can be so, but it's not because they don't know how to play or can't play, but because they're trying to find a good position, try to spot the enemy, try to be careful and not to be in crossfire. So it's different between random games and tournament games. And I like it sometimes. But I like when it's like not too much passive game. Some
Yeah.
extra between passive games.
Yeah, I agree. I'll say hello to some more people on the chat in the chat as well. I think I said hello to High Alpha Grim. I'm not sure if I did. Hello to Cherished. Hello to Ventium. Guyen. Hopefully I pronounced your name correctly. So I don't know Vietnamese, so I apologize in advance. Hello to Exploding Guy. Hello to Messi Fan. Hello to hello to NetForce. Thank you for joining in. Tuning in, and we're back. GB leading so far 1-0, and they need that win, basically. They continue with the same lineup, I believe. I don't think they have changed anything. DT, on the other hand, Manko is playing at a Death Star. Oh, fancy one. I don't know how it's going to work, but we will be following that. We're back on open shots.
Oh no, it will be interesting.
Yeah. The Death Star is...
You know, I remember maybe last season on What on Europe, there were a team that picked 7 FV, and they won.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, the FV, the Death Star, has really high alpha, but the DPM is low, and the hit points as well. 1,908 hit points to begin with. I think that is also with the hit point boost provision. I'm not provision, is it? Provision or equipment, I forgot. I think it's the equipment. Even with that boost, still really low. So that tank is precious. And oh, it's now working behind the bush, but they have not spotted anyone going into C. GB will get a cap lead at the start. Rome is spotted, but he has spotted both E-Cannon and Neon, and DT are going for A. GB got C more quickly than DT getting A, so they will have the cap lead. Ooh, so GB has to defend again, and DT will have to find a way to break through. Now Rome is going back to spots. E-Cannon is first spotted, and will Rome put a bait one onto E-Cannon? E-Cannon is driving to the spawn, but Rome bounces. Neon takes a bait one while running away, and the Death Star has not put a shot yet because GB are not allowing that to happen. But we might see DT putting the line forward. Mr. Hu, good shot to Hanamu, and Kanamu also returned, also put a shot onto Mr. Hu. But Mr. Hu bounces. Rara now trying to go for C, or maybe not, because GB are in position to stop that from happening. B might be captured by DT. GB, Professor's trying to go for A in a 60 TP. Oh, but I think we might see a push coming on from GB. Bait shots onto Tokyo. And we are now seeing 5 tanks onto C. Tokyo now down to 1 shot. And we are seeing shots happening onto Kanamu. This is going to be a really tough one. Tokyo needs to stay alive. However, both A and C are captured. E-Cannon is in huge trouble. Professor and Rome wants to get this tank out of the way. Let's look at Manko at the moment. Can't find a tank to put a shot in. Tokyo down to 11 hit points, but Kanamu is the first tank out of the way. GB holding up really well near C, and I think this is going to be quite important later on. But Rara gets the kill onto Tokyo, meaning it's going to be a 6 versus 6. Hit points in huge favor of GB. Rome gets the kill onto E-Cannon, and it's a 5 versus 6. Mr. Hu is in huge trouble, but GB tanks. GB is not feeling a lot of pressure right now, as they have a lot more hit points. Professor's coming in with an almost full hit point, 60 TP. Good shot onto Heroi. Slime is also in huge trouble, and Death Star puts a bait one to Professor, making Professor down to 1,000, around 1,000 hit points. And he will put a bait one onto Slime as well. 4 versus 6. Mr. Hu is out of the fight. Victory hopes to put a bait one, but oh, Manko bait one onto Victory, gets a tank out of the way, but he's going to bow out of the fight. Leon is out. GB with 945 cap points. Rora is the last person standing for DT. They just have to kill Rora and they should win this one. Well done to GB. Kalo gets a kill, bringing the scoreline to 2-0. Looks unusually disjointed for DT. It was not really the DT I saw against Alpha. GB just held them really, really well. I think DT hesitated a lot. I think now the nerves have shown for DT. They look very nervous here. I think presumably they want the top 16 and it means a lot to them, but really...
Sometimes it's really stressful, and that's
Yeah.
why in a lot of esports disciplines and teams, they have esports psychologists. And it's not a
Yes.
joke. Yeah, it's not a joke because it's hard to handle your emotions when you're in the peak of the game and you don't lose your emotional state.
Yeah. I mean the most professional esports teams in different games like League of Legends, maybe I think Dota as well. Those teams hire professional sports psychologists to deal with situations like this. And GB has been in these kind of situations for a lot of time, so they are well equipped as in high pressure situation. And I always say they can come back, they can make comebacks even in a really stressful situation. And now DT, this is the time for them to prove to us that they can cope with this level of stress. But last battle, it does seem they were at the shadow of themselves. And they really need to start performing now, because if they lose the next one, they are out of top 16 officially. And we hate to see them bowing out of this stage. But even if they do, they are going to be huge favorites for winning the Lower Echelon Championship. And it's still a huge achievement, isn't it? Winning the Lower Echelon Championship. And you get like a lot of prizes, right? Oh, Tillian.
No,
I lost you.
I'm here.
Oh,
I followed they have 6 players. Yes.
Oh,
What's
yeah,
the
we only have
curse of 6 players?
Again, DT. I think Manko didn't get ready in time. He was changing his Death Star, so
Yeah, maybe.
maybe. So it was sad to see that. I think it was not intentional. It's just Manko was not ready at that point, so we don't have that that interesting TD in DT's lineup, and it will be an uphill battle for DT now with only 6 tanks compared to GB with 7, and they also have a substantial hit point pool lead. C will be captured by Victory and Rome. Oh, it takes a hit at the beginning. E-Cannon puts a great one to Rome. Oh, are we seeing a similar situation for like what Alpha did, bleeding a lot better than the other at the beginning? But again, that one missing tank is going to matter a lot. And E-Cannon will try to get D. And that would not give them the cap lead, as GB got C more earlier. On the other hand, GB, they have 4 really healthy tanks near A and B. And DD only has 1. An arrow takes 1 already. So GB can try and get B, or they can just push onto an arrow. Or shots onto Cologne, but DT also receives some hits. The GB might be feeling some pressure near C. DT are stacking up near C. At the same time, Anaru is moving forwards, but I do fear for Anaru because he's going to be really isolated, and GB can just take out this tank without any issue at all. Mr. Who is spotted, and DT are still hoping that they can find a breakthrough, but Kanabu receives a bait one from Cologne. Hit point still in huge favor of GB. And Neon takes 1 from Victory. And maybe Victory can put another one onto Leon. And he does! Meaning the hit point pool lead is over 4k for GB. And things are getting even worse for DT. Things are going against them. Ra is trying to provide support to Anara, but still GB has about 4 times near A and B. Ra has to be careful with this move. Good shot onto Mr. Who. Is Professor AFK? Oh dear, this is looking really suspicious. But at the same time, GB is trying to push onto Ra. Or maybe not. They are stopping for now. Rome takes 1 or 2. And the hit point pool deficit has been reduced. And Professor's still AFK. Oh dear, this means the guns are now equal. And this can be a huge one indeed. Tokyo now coming from below, looking to take out Rawara or Anaru. Tokyo is on fire. GB has decided to make a push onto Anaru and also Rawara. Are we seeing a response from DT? E-Cannon tries to drop into B. This is getting quite chaotic. GB wants Rawara out, wants the Clipper out. And Mr. Who puts a shot onto Anaru instead. And Anaru is the first thing out. Rawara is quite low. Rome is the next thing out. And it's a 4 vs 2 over to the C side. Oh, DT might be able to make a comeback. Rawara is out, but Professor is still AFK. So essentially, we're talking about 4 vs 5. Advantage is still with GB. But you never know. As in the C area, GB are outnumbered. They're trying to get Kanamo out of the way. Cologne is out. And it's now a 4 vs 4. Victory gets Kanamo out of the way. He has to get out of dodge because DT has 3 tanks compared to GB with only 1. Takes 2 hits, and now GB are going for Slime Monster. DT has C back, so time is running out for GB. Professor is still AFK, unfortunately. Good shot onto Neon from Mr. Who. Berlin puts a good one onto E-Cannon, and Victory gets a shot on the Slime, and Tokyo takes the tank out, which means it's now a 4 vs 2. Leon is down to 1 shot. Mr. Who's out, and DT are trying really hard to get it. Isolated tanks, they are now targeting Tokyo, but Berlin will get Leon out of the way. Tokyo is on fire, but the fire is extinguished before he gets killed. Tokyo puts 1 onto E-Cannon. Berlin coming from behind puts a big shell onto E-Cannon, and Tokyo and Berlin kiss one another. E-Cannon gets the kill onto Tokyo, and Victory bounces the shot onto E-Cannon. Berlin still really healthy. Should be able to get the kill onto E-Cannon unless Berlin gets ammo racked, which I didn't jinx because Victory gets a shot from E-Cannon, but E-Cannon is out, meaning GB are through to the top 8 by winning 3-0 against DT, even with Professor AFK. So well done to GB. And sadly, this means DT are officially out of running in the top 16. Whew, what do you think, Tolian?
Oh, it was a strange battle for sure.
It was a strange battle, yes.
So interesting to know what's going on with the team from the players. I hope they are okay. Still alive, guys. Right, I hope you're okay, please.
Yeah. All right. We also have other results. So appears E2s have won N0MAD 3-0, which means E2s are through to the top 8. So we are only left with 1 team, and that is Nomad. They need to win GB in order to win, in order to stay in the top 8. Okay, this is going to be the most important game of tonight. And Professor is not going to be in the lineup as he went AFK in the last battle. So this is when the 8th player comes in to fill the spot. What do you think about?
Since there are some tech problems, I hope guys that you're okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
worrying about them now.
Yeah, it's probably not a good field day for stuff, but
now actually I even don't know. Here's the Professor.
Yeah.
Interesting. What will be the score? But I think that will be a close score, around 3-2, maybe.
It will be close. It will be definitely close. At the same time, we have all the results for the lower bracket final. DRX beats ARWV 3-2, which means DRX are still in the running for the top 8. ID 3-1 against IMX, and of course they are through, but IMX will still be in the top 16 tonight. And yes, E2's 3-0 against N0MAD, and this really brings us to the grand final, and Nomad really needs to win now, because if they don't, they might be overtaken by either Jomon or DRX. OD are out of top 8, unfortunately. Let me just get the cups in. Okay, so we have right, so we have E2s in RN in. Well, update the cups. Tolian, what do you think about the well I think we talked about what you think about these two teams, right? So
About
who do you think will get into top 8? Do you think it will be Nomad or do you think it will be someone else?
I think that they know Nomad has good skill,
Mm-hmm.
and I would like to see them in top 8. Can I
Mm.
predict they? I think they will be in top 8. But if and they able to go show a good battle.
Yeah, I'm very sure they will show us some really great battles. But Tolian seems Tolian ban favors Nomad here. I will also do that because I really want to see them back. I mean, they got a lot of criticisms for their performance in the top 4 stage last season, and I do feel very sorry for them because Nomads are a relatively new team. And they have improved a lot since then, and I think with Coke, which is an experienced player on the EU server, he will provide a lot of invaluable experience for Nomad. So I really want to see them in the top 8, no matter what. But this is going to matter the most for them. I hope they will be in the
And
top.
actually, I have never seen the team that was successful from the beginning. Like they just came and started to play like a star.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, never. It's also a way when you improve and improve and improve, and after that you show good games. So it's Nomad showing really good results.
Yeah, so I really want to put my back on Norman. Not to say GB are not not a good team. They came really close to Risk last season 4-5. That was the score. Oh my god, I actually accidentally showed the lineup, but it's frozen. It's frozen because I was not in the game, so the screen is frozen. So you aren't seeing the actual lineup. So I won't be kicked from the streamer lineup for this accident. Sorry about that. I just forgot to, switch the screen. But now you're seeing the new leaderboard. But we're now going to Canal Nomad versus GB. Now or never for Nomad. This is going to decide whether Nomad will stay in the top 8 or not. First battle, Canal. Nomad taking quadruple strip case, double object 777, and one IS7 with GB going for double 60TP, double strip case, an IS7, an IS4, and a 200 LT. Let's see. Okay. Nomad red team from the north spawn. They will go to D, and GB will go for A and B, presumably. A lot of the teams are now doing a counter strat to the normal cap strat. So nowadays you're seeing more clans from the south side going to the northwestern corner and clans from the north side going to the southeastern corner. But Rome might be in trouble. He is isolated. Nomad, can they kill Nomad? They can't kill themselves. Can they kill Rome right at the start? Rome is desperately trying to run away, but can they do it? Run, Rome, run! Run! 646 hit points. I don't think he's going to survive this. Oh, TDR misses. Oh, Rome is the first time down. And Nomad has the hit point pool and gun advantage. And also the cap advantage, even if GB gets A right at the beginning. Nomad now gets D, so they will maintain that cap advantage. Sorry to Rome. That also means GB has no light tanks or medium tanks, which means they are going to be in huge trouble when it comes to a rotation afterwards. But now GB will get B without any issue. Oh, there's a reset from X4, but I think GB will get B in the end. And that shot onto Cologne came in a little bit too late. GB will be breathing a huge sigh of relief for now, but they have to play with only 6 for the majority of this fight. Now, Nomad are trying to go for C. TDL has now moved forward. Crucial onto Berlin. Berlin returns via Tokyo, misses the shot. Berlin takes another one, and Nomad are trying to get C. Monaco, will he be able to get a reset shot? He's trying to come in now. Monaco Gets tracked twice. Bounces the shot onto TDR as Nomad gets C. But both teams will have to rotate because for a brief second it will be GV having the cap lead. And for a brief moment it will be Nomad having the cap lead. So this is a really weird situation. But either way, I think Nomad is lining up for a push over to GV as they have the gun advantage and the hit point pool lead. So they really want to seal the game. And they will need to coordinate this well. They can also, well, they can't really defend because they don't really have a cap lead at some point. So GV are desperately holding on to their lives. I think they are predicting a Nomad push too, so they are not really lining up for a push. So let's see what Nomad's going to do here. They're going to stack up near their spawn. Or no, near GB spawn, because Nomad spawned from the north side. They're also chatting in the chat. But they are definitely communicating in the voice channel. Nomad spotting Monaco here in the 60 TP. 3DJE saying negative. I think I can call him Edge because this is how, I think this is how it's pronounced. I don't know. But look at TDR coming to B. I don't think he will cap B, but he will elicit a response from GV as X4 is coming in, putting a shot onto Professor. Professor misses the shot hugely. X4 drops to the adrenaline. Hopefully he puts one onto Belly. He does. And I think we're going to be seeing a push cut from Nomad. Now Spectre and Coco are coming in, looking to put a big one onto Monaco. But they all bounce the shots. Biscuit coming in now. Again, another bounce. So the hit points are going to, the hit point pool deficit is going to be reduced. Coco receives 2 huge shells. He's going to run away. He's down to 1 shot. He cannot stay for much longer. The cap points are still very tight. Coke gets a kill onto Monaco. Coco is still a 1-shot. Professor wants to get this tank out of the way. Can he do this? Good shot onto Professor by Coco. But Professor is now tracked. He might not be able to get a shot. He puts this bounce. I think the Professor is not going to stay alive. Coco might be able to get away with this. Professor is out. And Nomad 7 versus 4. They are now trying to get B at the same time. They have more than 900 cap points. The first battle seems to go in favor of Nomad. Well done to Nomad. Wow.
Yeah, it was really a really great game. It was a great example that the death of your light medium tank will bring a lot of problems to your team.
Yes, Rome went to it. Rome doesn't want a vacation on Canal, so he's immediately going back to Rome now. Okay. Well, other than that, well done. I mean, taking out Rome right at the beginning was so important, meaning GV had almost nothing else to bring them the information. But they tried their best, I have to say. They almost got a couple of tanks of Nomad off the way. Really shrank the hit point pool deficit, but it wasn't enough. They weren't able to get the tanks. Nomad were able to get the tanks of GV, and that is what matters for them a lot. And this is a really huge advantage for them because they really need the win, and it's a 1-0 scoreline for Nomad at the moment. And GV will need to fight really hard in the next couple of battles. So well done to Nomad. 1-0. Hello to Jinji. I haven't say hello to you. And hello to V-Shop. Bolanda. Kane. Juicy as well. And Epic. Any gifts for watching? No. I don't think Tolian has set up anything for rewards tonight.
Oh, actually, I'm ready. Let's give 3 sports continues. What do you think about?
Oh, okay. But
if you don't mind, you're free to give it like maybe maybe for 3 different people, 1 sports continue, or 3 for 1 person from comments. You're free. You can create your.
Oh, maybe let's do it like
ID.
this. Yeah. Just put your in-game name and ID in the chat, and then I will run a draw, and then we will pick 3 winners from that. So you can put your name down and also your and also your ID, and then we'll run the Wheel of Fortune after this game. All right. So do it now.
Everybody should follow this message, should have a chance to get a reward and
Yeah, I agree.
to follow your streams.
Thank you very much, Tolian, for the generosity. But let's go back to this canal battle as Rome has returned from Rome. He's back in 200 LT, and GB will try to get B right at the beginning, and Victory will go for A, and GB wants to secure that cap lead at the start of the battle. Now Nomad has got C, and they're trying to get D as well, but GB will get A more quickly than Nomad getting D, so it will be Nomad that needs to make a push instead of GB. So Nomad, they need to figure out a way to rotate here. TDR has dropped a couple hit points, but it's not going to be definitive. Although the hit point pool difference is more than 1k in favor of GB, but it's an inherent advantage for GB, and Nomad just needs to chip away the hit points of GB while they defend. But it's going to be really tough. Rome drops down, drives off the slope, takes some damage himself. A little bit of bruises, but I think the doctor in Rome's tank will be able to heal the driver very quickly. So no pressure for Rome. Berlin is going to hold near B. Oh yeah, I forgot. Also leave your server in the chat. I forgot to say this. But usually the ID would probably give you the idea of which server it is. But still, you should leave your server here. Okay. Nomad are still holding. And they are stacking up near their spawn. As I remember correctly, Nomad are spawning from the south spawn this time. So they are going to be ready for a push sooner or later. And X4 is asking whether to make a push now. And Elon is right up there to see if he can get more spots in. In a 1-to-1B, Berlin is spotted. Rome is spotted. X4 takes one, but GB has not taken any. X4 is spotted, going closer to B. I think GB are still holding on. They're still waiting for a push, but where will it be? GB is going to be a little bit nervous. X4 receives an entry splash from Victory. They know that there are a couple of tanks near Sector 1 on the northwestern corner, and Inspector receives no shots. The Strift Ks are blind firing. They are finding no one. But GB has spotted 2 tanks, maybe 3 very soon, near Nomad spawn, but they have put a lot of shots onto TDR, so GB are holding on very well. It's going to be a really rough push for Nomad no matter what. And it's going to be hugely difficult for them to get a kill. Oh, Biscuit takes a lot of shots from GB, and is the first tank down. This push from Nomad doesn't seem to go as intended, and they aren't able to find a tank to kill at the moment. Coke is looking for Cologne, but he bounces the shot. Nomad wants Berlin off the fight first, and Berlin is going to be the focus for Nomad, but Coke receives the focus from GB, denying Coke to get Berlin from behind, and it's now 5 versus 7. GB looking very strong, very safe, and Monaco wants TDR out of the way. It's now 4 versus 7, 4 against too many. X4 is out on an ammo rack, meaning GB gets 1 back. It's 1-1, the scoreline. Ginny, you need to give your idea. That could be copied from the game. Sorry, Tolian, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to say about 1-1 score. Like, as I thought it will be close game, 3-2 score. We're waiting from you guys.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a close one. But GB, great job in defending this push. But I think it's more to do with Nomad. That coordination was not good. I think GB completely predicted that push. I think the other side just maybe a little bit too slow in the push, but I don't know. But you can also give a lot of credit to GB for being extremely ready in defending the push. So well done to GB, and 1-1. It's scoreline. We're now on to Vladgoville. This is going to be a different map. All right, we are seeing more people dropping their username and the ID and the server. So it's great to see. So let's jump back into the room. Nomad, we are seeing triple Strift Case 7777, X4 Superconk, Edge 6TP, GV, double Strift K, double 6TP, an IS4, IS7, and a T100 LT. Talia, who do you think will win the next one?
Okay, let it be Nomad.
Nomad. All right. Okay. If you choose Nomad, I would choose GB this time.
Yeah, I knew. I totally baited.
Right. Okay. Mark. Please also state your ID. So that Talia can record that. And it will be an easier job for the rewards to be accrued to your account. Because sometimes the characters can be hard to distinguish, especially the I, the capital I and the lowercase L. They are almost like the same shape in the game, with the capital I being a little bit shorter than the lowercase L. So this is why the ID is so important. Right. So I digress. We're going back to Nomad. They're spawning from the north spawn with GB from the south. Blue team. Let's take a look. Coke is going to drive into sector 3 with GB looking to drive into C. But who will get a cat lead first? Is it going to be Nomad or is it going to be GB? Oh, Rome in the T100 LT will get a spot onto TDR, and TDR just jump straight into B. But Berlin might be there to reset B. He's driving to B now. But I think Nomad are allowing GB to cap B because... GB are allowing Nomad to cap B. I just confused them. Oh, but Nomad is going past B. Spectre. Oh, Professor receiving a lot of shots. Monaco as well. Great job to Nomad for spotting Professor and Monaco out in the open. Oh my god, Monaco is perma-tracked. Is he AFK? Oh dear, it's a terrible news for GB. It's, ooh, one tag down already for GB. Monaco really struggling. No, that was Professor in the last battle. GB really struggling with the technical issues tonight. Professor is down to a one shot, and he's being taken out by Coke. Spectre is also very low. It's a 7 versus 5 situation, but Edge in the tungsten shell looking to put a big one onto Tokyo. Good shot onto Tokyo. Cologne arriving to put a good shot onto the Edge. Berlin is a focus for Nomad, and 2 versus 1. You can't do much about that. Good shot onto Berlin, and it's now a 6 versus 4 victory. Very low. Biscuit will try get this player out of the fight, and he does. It's a 6 versus 2 now. Rome is going to be dealt with by both TDR and Cocoa. TDR is out, and this is surely going to be Nomad's win. Well done to Nomad, and sorry to GV with Monaco being AFK at the start of the game, and also Professor in a tough position to stay alive in. Nomad just were in the right positions at the right time, and they played quite aggressively too, and they deserve to win this one. They capitalized on GV's positioning, and they deserve to win this one. What do you think, Tolian?
Well, it's really sad to see that Monaco he's not in the game. He's APAC, so it's sad that GB had this problem. I hope they will. Hopefully, they have 7 players, and they will be able to continue to play. This should be a place for a joke about Nomad win. I predicted the win for the win, but actually, of course, GB feeling sad that they're after. And yeah, this map is not so easy to play sometimes.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to be seeing Nomad having 6 tanks doing more than 2k and GB more than 2 tanks doing more than 2k. We're now back to Black Oval and currently 2-1 in favor of Nomad and right. We're seeing more people in, dropping the usernames and joining the giveaway. Black Oval this time. Are we seeing a switch in personnel? Monaco is now out of the lineup. Victory is now going to be in place of Monaco, and they're still tussling with technical issues, but it's not going to matter a lot for them. They are safe in the top 8 no matter what happens tonight. Nomad, on the other hand, they are desperately holding on to that top 8 position, and they are closer than ever now. They only need to win one more. Quadruple strift case by a lot of players here, and we are going to announce the lineup again. And it is going to be GV taking triple strift case and IS7 and IS4 6 TP and a 200 LT. On the other hand, Nomad quadruple strift case, double object 777 and a 121B. Let's take a look. Nomad are going for A, with GB going for C, and Elon have spotted no one just yet. And Rome it's in the T100 LT, hasn't found anyone here. And GB will get C at the start of the fight, with Spectre dropping into A. Now, C has been captured by GB, meaning GB has the cap lead and Nomad has no cap lead, but they will get A very soon. They just only need to kill 1 tank to flip this. But as we all know last time, when GB has the cap lead, Nomad are struggling immensely in the rotation. But will the same happen to Nomad this time? TDR is spotted in the object 777. And GB needs to defend, but they are not dropping any hit points at this moment in time, so it's a great start for them. Especially when Professor Tokyo and Berlin are in a really tough spots. But Nomad, they did not push the line forward. They are stacking up near the spawn. Coke takes 1 from Berlin, I think, or maybe not. Maybe it's Mr. Who picks it, twists a shot onto Coke. All right. So there's still a lot of time for Nomad to find out the tanks of GB. Currently we are around 300 walkout points to go. More than 2 minutes to go for Nomad to push shots onto GB to chip away their hit points. But GB are still doing a really good job. But Nomad say they're going to push anyway. The Spectre receives a hit in this push. This is going to be a tough push again. Rome rotating backwards, and Nomad has lost some hit points in this rotation, and GB are stacking up near the spawn as well. TDR not dropping a lot of hit points at the moment, but I think we're going to see a big push over to Mr. Who. Mr. Who is in deep trouble. Very low. They focus this on Mr. Who. Nomad Spectre is now going for victory instead. Mr. Who is not going to last for long. First time out, Spectre has received a lot of hits. Hit points are still in favor of GB, but Nomad's focus fire is on point. But GB has arrived from the backside of Nomad, and Coke is rotating his tank to deal with victory instead. Spectre is out already, and now Nomad has rotated to connect with the rest of the team. Cologne is out. Biscuit is very low. Victory is out. It's now a 6 versus 4. Hit points are in favor of Nomad. The guns are in favor of Nomad. And it looks better and better for Nomad, as Nomad are closer than ever in securing a top 8 spot. Professor, big shot onto Cocoa, down to a 1-shot as TDR removes Professor on the battlefield. Berlin puts a good shot onto Coke, and he's going to ram into Coke, unable to kill Coke in the end. Coke bounces the shots, And it's a 5 versus 3. Hit puts in huge favor of Nomad. And X4 still really healthy, but then out of the fight, Cocoa will not need to put a shot on Tokyo, leaving Elon killing Rome. And this means Nomad will win 3-1. And this is going to be a win for Nomad, important win. Nomad are through to the top 8 professionals tournament. Congratulations to Nomad. Commiserations to GV. But they should be safe in the top 8, according to my maths. So we now have our top 8 decided. Congratulations to all the 8 teams that are going to qualify to the professionals tournament. We are set for an exciting professionals tournament, aren't we, Tolian?
Yeah, my congratulations to all the teams. It was nice to watch all the battles. I wish all the teams to have nice internet and have no tech problems in the future top 8 battles. Thank you very much for your streaming and commentating. It wasn't great. It was great to participate in it. Yeah. So thank you very much for all the teams and for you.
Thank you very much for joining in tonight, Tolian. And currently we have more than 60 people watching. I think that's a record for the season on for my streams. So huge thank you very much. Thank you very much for your support. So Nomad.
I will go now. Thank you again for watching, for streaming. If you have some questions, you can ask right now.
Okay. Yeah.
And after that, I will go.
Yeah, and I will also end the giveaway.
And about the giveaway, guys. While was held per hour below and the stream and maybe some analytics stuff, I don't know. Don't forget to leave your ID and server here. And after that, Jack will share with me your ideas, and I think in the evening you will receive your spot container.
Good. Is it that I need to draw 3 names for tonight?
Yeah.
3 names, good. So I will draw 3 names from the list of people that have put their names down, and I hope I have not omitted anyone from the Wheel of Fortune. Yes. Okay, so we should have more results coming through. So thank you, Tolian, for joining, and hopefully you have a nice afternoon, and whatever you have any more work on your desk.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not too stressful. I'm not going to let you be here for way too long. So thank you very much. And
thank you very much. Have a nice day, evening, and I wish you all the best, you and guys and viewers. Yeah. So huge hug to you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So see you later. I hope you join in a couple of streams for the EU server and NA server as well. So thank you. See you later then. Bye, Tolian.
See you then. Bye.
Bye. So, right. So that was Tolian, our lovely tournament manager, who joined my stream tonight to deliver us some good insight about the teams and also the inner workings of the tournaments. For now, Nomad 3-1 against GV, and Nomad are officially through to the professionals tournament. And we will also announce the results of other groups as ICTF1 Risk 3-2. And then we have Jomon 3-2 against Team ID. And then EVG 3-0 against DRX, meaning Jomon will settle for the 9th place. I'm going to get the table up now. As we add up the final cups here. And I think that should mean German will not be in the top 8 tonight. And yes, they will not be in the top 8. Sadly, they are only about 300 cups away from E2's currently sitting in the 8th position. If my maths are right, and I think Tolian and the rest of the team will verify this result, and this should be the correct numbers. So your top 8 teams for the APAC survey, The 8 teams that will qualify to the professionals tournament happening in a couple of days' time will be RN, ICT, Team ID, EVG, Risk, Nomad, GV, and E2s. In the Challengers tournament, we have Jomon, DRX, OD, RVE, IMX, Laos, Alpha, and N0MAD. Below, we will have the lower echelon championship, and those the clans that are qualified to the lower echelon championship are DT, Vortex, MIB, King, and let me see the leaderboard. XPT, UX Scam, TXIA, DHAP, ICC, KWG, GKD, I believe Rise as well. To Go definitely are in the top 32, and then 2 more clans that I might have missed. I think one of them is gone, and another one that I need to double check after the stream. So apologies, I have not announced your clan name in the stream. So thank you all. I will leave the window open for about. I will leave it for another like 9 minutes, and then we will begin the draw. So I will stop the giveaway at 14:10 in my time, which is in about 9 minutes. So if you still want to enter the giveaway, now is the time. To do so, and I will have a chocolate bar now. My nose has cleared up. Amazing. All right. So thank you for a really huge number of people watching. Okay, actually, you know what? I'm not going to play a battle just yet. Let's go through what's going to happen tonight on the EU server, because a lot of you are coming from the EU server. We spam AP for giveaway there, Rich. No, we don't. So let's go through the stuff. So this is the EU server. The tournament format is a little bit different than the APAC server. We have stage 3 to follow tonight. It's single elimination, best of 5, except for the final and the match for 3rd place, which will be best of 7, 8 teams in each group. Qualification format, you know it by now. I'm just going to breeze past this. The most important part, of course, will be the number of cups. Tonight, the teams can earn as many as 2011 cups, but what do those numbers mean to the top 8 fight tonight? This is what you need to know. So you will have seen the gaps table on my server already, or maybe on other servers as I put it in the announcements. So currently, Immortals, Quake, and RBMK are the 6th, 7th, and 8th placing teams. Bluff, I, and Sagratis are the 9th, 10th, and 11th placing teams. But yeah, what you need to know about this is that things can still change rapidly. Bluff, RBMK are all looking for that top 8 spot. But what do they need to do in order to enter the top 8? So you might know already, Quake will meet Legion in the semi-final. If Quake do not win against Legion tonight, they will get at most a 3rd place, and the biggest gap is 734 cups. What will that mean? It will mean Bluff can potentially enter top 8, even if they finish 2nd place. And clan rating at the moment puts Bluff about Quake. However, there's a higher number of battles to be played in the match of 3rd place. So we might have to wait a little bit longer until the end, whether we will see Bluff to be about Quake or Quake get winning the tie break. So we might not know. Quake and Bluff might be tied in the same number of cups, and it will be the clan rating that decides everything in the end. However, if Bluff gets the first place, then they will surely overtake Quake. So this is one case that could happen. What will the clans in the top 8 need to do in order to qualify to the top 8? Immortals, they will have to finish higher than the third, higher than if they finish, if they qualify to the final, they are through to the top 8, and the same goes to Quake. Not for RBM, well, not for Quake, sorry, not for Quake, because Bluff can overtake them if Bluff gets first and Quake second. So for Immortals to qualify to the top 8, they just have to qualify to the final. Quake and RBMK might have to win the first place in order to get into top 8. Bluff, of course, have to get into the final. If they don't get into the final, the biggest gap they can get would be 600 cups, and that could still overtake Quake and RBMK if they do not qualify to the final. So it's not doom and gloom for Bluff yet, but if they want to get to the top 8, then qualifying to the final will give them a much better security. As for I and Socrates, they will probably have to do really well on tonight. But I can still, I will probably not enter the top 8 as RBNK has much higher clan rating than I. So even if I get the first place and RBMK second, it does look a little bit unlikely that I will overtake RBMK. And as for Socrates will have to hope they finish 2 positions higher than RBMK in order to get into top 8. So chances of Socrates getting into top 8 are really low, and for I to get into top 8, possible, but it's also a bit of a situation. So realistically, we're really looking at Immortals, Quake, and RBMK and Bluff fighting for the 3 spots in the tournaments in the top 8 tonight. There are also 5 world clans in this running, but they should be able to secure a spot. If I am aware, I think the top 3 clans are officially through, and they are APA, Rejects, and Legion. They are officially through to the top 8 professionals tournaments, and that leaves us Raid and also Aqua. And they have the same number of points, cups, and I've done my calculation. They just need to finish 3rd or higher in order to qualify. So if they qualify to the final, they are officially through to the professionals tournament. All right, so let me just continue the slides. Again, you know the timeline, the schedule of this season, and the schedule made by Lovely Tolian. I will not be following this group. Let me just. I will put the new bracket after the stream because I don't want to ruin the stuff in the lounge for now. So okay, let us skip to Thomas Peterson. They have predicted Bluff to be in the top 8 in place of Quake. RBMK are predicted to be in the top 8 as well. Would that be the case? We will see. And this is a power rating. This will change a lot after tonight. As I say, TK2 will now drop below top 8 and RBMK to enter top 8. So yeah, this will change a lot. And Zenith also probably will drop out of top 16. And not included in the power rating as they didn't show up. And likely, well, of course, they would not play in any of the championships as they will be out of top 32. Yeah, so that's all for me tonight. 2 more minutes to go. I'm going to have a chocolate and then let's go back to the lounge. And we will announce, and let me see if the leaderboard is up for APAC server. I think we do now. Yes, we do now, and we can officially confirm that our top 8 will be RN, ICT, ID, EVG, Risk, Nomad, GB, and E2s. Jobon, DRX, ODRVE, IMX, Laos, Alpha, N0MAD, the other 8 teams in the Challenges tournament. And DT sadly will have to settle for the 17th place. But they will definitely be the front runners for winning the lower actual championship for tags. MIB Kane wrapping up the top 20. And yes, XPT, UX, Scam, TSI, DHAB, ICC, GKD, KWG, Rise. Oh, 10JK is the client I forgot to mention. Yes, they've done pretty decently, but they haven't been able to qualify to the second day at all. But we will see how they play in the lower echelon championship. Gone and To Go are all invited to the lower echelon championship. UQ and RSLB, which are on my power rating, will not make it to the lower echelon championship. All right, now I will officially end the giveaway and. Okay, so I've made my mark and we will do the Wheel of Fortune, and now I will insert the names. I will be back soon. Forgot to say hi to Yoda. Thank you for joining in. I only just read your questions. I will direct the question to Tolian and see if I can get an answer to that. I will be back again very soon as I get ready for the giveaway. Oh, I missed someone. Let me double check. Let me double check. I missed someone. Alright, now I should have all the names here. Okay. I'm just going to the other side first, so I won't accidentally show the URL. Something like that. Okay. Right. Now I can switch back to the lounge. So you now see all the names. We will start drawing now. 3 names that could win this giveaway, the esports containers. That one esports container you can earn. So let's do this draw now. The first winner is oh, sorry. G Inspector Inferior Nut gets the first esports crate. So I'll remove that. Inferior is the one. Okay, so I would spin the next one. So the next winner will be oh, Yuri gets the next crate. Okay. Love the canned not canned laughter, the canned cheering and applause. But anyway, our second winner is Yuri. But how about our final candidate? Our final winner. Who is it going to be? It's going to be the Toad. Congratulations! We now have 3 winners, so I can remove them. I can show you the results. Inferior, Uni, and the Toad. You have all won containers, esports containers for tonight. Thank you all, more than 70 people watching, and I hope to see a similar number as we follow Quack's bracket. Okay, I will remove this. Remove the screen capture. We now have the winners, and I will. And I will get. I will send Tullian the results now. And so please bear with me. And then there is where is the oh, there we go. All right. You're welcome, NetForce. Okay, so some of you have asked more questions to Tolian. I will redirect your questions to her, and I will get back to you hopefully for, when I stream tonight on the EU server. So, Spectre was not happy about that. It's the nature of the Wheel of Fortune. Especially this website, Wheel of Names can be a bit of a nerve-wracking situation. But yeah. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you haven't already. Then you say, no way! But it is that way. Right. Nothing to add. I'm going to run now because I'm very hungry. I've only eaten a chocolate bar before the stream, and I'm now starving. So see you all on the EU server as we find out our 8 teams in the professionals tournament. For now, great to have you all watching the stream, and see you soon. Bye for now.